Greetings, my name is Coburn, and what you're seeing here is a prototype of the Codename Misfits, which is a shooter that I'm working on, and hope to have a public playable demo by the end of the year. And we've got a plane here and it's flying around, and best of all, it actually works on the network. The actual source code for this plane was adapted from a GitHub repository that didn't have any networking capabilities. And being the network engineer I am, and also a indie game developer, well, actually a person, maybe not an indie game developer as per se, but probably just someone who wants to be a game developer and will try their very best to become a game developer. Yeah, well, pretty much you got planes flying around, and best of all, this is on the network. So we'll get to the network bit in a moment, but I just wanted to point out a few things that I added in that the original didn't have. And that is actually decalculating the actual distance to the ground today. As you can see on the bottom right, pardon the thing, because I almost had a bit of a dyslexic moment, or, well, probably didn't know which one was left or right. But as you can see, I'm about 170 units above the ground, and in Unity I believe 1 unit is 1 meter. Could be wrong on that, I believe it is. So I'm 170, 180, 190, 200, about let's just say about 300 units above the ground. So I've currently got the threshold set to 250 as the warning, and 75 I believe for the lower, for the, I think it's under 100, no, under 100 for the danger, which turns red and yellow. Now that is similar to Battlefield 4's UI, where the actual HUD will flash to warn you that, hey, fly out, get distance or risk crashing. Right now, if you actually crash or anything, which I probably am, you just bounce off the ground. I haven't implemented any impact or force calculation to actually determine how hard the impact was, and if I did, well, then you can expect to lose health or I might even just forget the health, and go straight for the explosion. So literally, you bump into the ground, kaboom! Crash into a tree, kaboom! Crash into a building, kaboom! Yeah. So that'll be lots of fun. You just you shouldn't really kamikaze, but accidentally crash into a building or clip your wing, kaboom. Possibilities are endless. Anyway, so the other thing I am pondering about, and I'm also fiddling with, is if you fly too high, and by too high I mean 2 kilometers above the ground, and this is all probably has to be attuned to the actual level height, because it makes sense not to have people flying like 2 kilometers up at the air, and you can actually try to do a barrel roll, but in that, well, gimbal lock actually kicks you to makes you correct it, which is pretty awesome, because I think you can go upside down in Battlefield, and it really disorientates me, especially when I'm the gunner on someone going upside down. But yeah, so I'll probably have some mechanism in my game where if you fly too high for too long, your pilot actually will pass out, and it'll literally count as a kill. A kill because she passed out, and literally the plane would probably just you'd probably respawn as an infantry or something, because you won't be able to. It'll be deduct a plane, and the plane will eventually blow up or hit the ground or something, and do that. I really have to decide something. With that, but this is actually like the 3rd or 4th take of the video, and I wanted to condense it down a little bit because I was too rambly in my other takes. So yeah, so I pretty much got the network side of things sorted out, and it is working over the network, but I just wanted to fly around a little bit more, and yeah, pretty much yeah, that was a close call, but I'm really happy with these controls. They look like War Thunder. War Thunder is a great game. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. It has its quirks, but it's just and I will also like to take the moment to say there's some gems of open source software out on GitHub. Say what you like about GitHub and how it's owned by Microsoft and everything, and open source and all that, but it's just code like this. This is I will put a link to the original repository that I converted into a network code on this, I mean, in the description. So if you want to check it out yourself, you can. The actual guy who actually does it did other ones like actual arcade controls, like missiles and guns and stuff. So I'm wanting to have a look at that code and see how he did it, because it was like Ace Combat style movement, and well, this is more War Thunder. So yeah, but of course, as with anything, I mean, the code there's usually an example and it shows you one way of the people that can do it. But I think I'm going to crash. Yes, I did crash on that, but that's okay. If you fly over the top, you can see it adjusts to the thing. So yeah, but I mean, you know, it really is really nice to have open source software, because you know, you sometimes can pay for an asset, and while you pay for an asset, you do, depending on the developer, you do, you know, put food on the table and stuff like that. But you can also, you know, if there's an open source equivalent, there's like a donation button, like a Ko-Fi or Patreon, you can also pay it that way. So I don't want to go too much detail, because I mean, it's up to everyone to decide if they want to, you know, use use an open source thing and go from there. But I mean, open source, or they want a paid asset. But I have yet to see a water physics for boats, you know, actual boats like water warships. If anyone knows of a repository for or Git or anything that has physics, boat physics, hit me up, because I would love to have a play with them, and even maybe use some of that code to implement it in my own project. So yeah. Other than that, yeah, check out the link in the description for the GitHub repository links, and I will pretty much switch this over now to the network. So bear with me, and we'll go for a jump cut. Okay, so this is where the audio desyncks, because I'm redubbing over the top, but pretty much from here I can explain what's going on. I'm going to connect the workstation number 2, which is the bottom right screen, with workstation number 1, which is the Unity editor instance behind it, and we're going to just basically do a bunch of networking maneuvers, you know, fly around on both sides. Originally I went into details and actually described what was going on and whatnot, but I really don't want to do that again, because I wasn't too happy with it. I was too rambly, and I just, you know, waffled on, which is a pet peeve of mine, which I don't really like, and I need to stop doing that. But yeah, other than that, alrighty, so I'll just let the video play it out for a bit more, run the outro, and I guess I should take the moment to say thanks to everyone who has checked out the video. You know, you guys are awesome. Please feel free to give a like and share it around. It all helps. And if you want to be awesome and chat with more awesome folks, you can join the Discord, links in the description, and I will also throw a link to the GitHub repository of all this goodness, including planes, in the description. So I'll sign off here, I'll let everything else play out, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.